Welcome to Capital City News, your source for staying informed and engaged with Salt Lake City government. My name is Yusuf Maung, and this is Salt Lake City TV. On this week's episode, we sit down with somebody from economic development to discuss some upcoming grant applications for Sugar House Small Business. And in our History Minute, we'll be taking a look at a little-known pleasure garden in Old Salt Lake. But before we get to those, let's take a look at our look-backs, our look-aheads, and our legislative update.
At its February 21st meeting, the City Council received a briefing on the proposed Northpoint Small Area Plan, which focuses on land north of the Salt Lake City Airport along the 2200 West corridor. The Council also received an update on a business assistance grant program managed by Salt Lake City's Department of Economic Development. They also received briefings on the status of water supply and snowpack, and a resolution to authorize the transfer of ownership of an emergency vehicle from Salt Lake City to West Valley City. To learn more about these issues or any others, please visit slc.gov/council. This winter has been one for the record books. One of the most recent snowstorms in Salt Lake dropped more than 10 inches of snow. Thank you to all of our SLC snowplow crews for their work clearing our streets throughout this very snowy winter. The next time that we have significant snowfall, you can help our snow fighters by staying home and parking your car off-street in a driveway if possible. Keeping your cars off the road gives our snow fighters space to work and clear the roads. During an active storm, you can track our plows or learn more at slc.gov/snow. Don't stop dreaming and don't stop submitting. Salt Lake City's Ballpark Next competition has had an overwhelming number of responses, but there are only a few weeks left to share your big ideas for the future of our ballpark neighborhood. We want to hear from you before the deadline of March 17th. Learn more at ballparknext.com.
On our interview this week, we sat down with somebody from economic development to discuss some new grant applications for Sugar House small businesses in light of the recent growth and construction.
Yeah, my name is Will Wright. I'm a project manager with Salt Lake City's Department of Economic Development. And today here to talk about our Construction Mitigation Grant for small businesses. So Economic Development has a $3,000 small business construction mitigation grant available to businesses on Highland Drive, 9th South, 2nd South, and 300 West. So the intent is for businesses to be able to use the $3,000 for enhanced marketing, signage, anything that will drive customers to the business. But we felt strongly that business owners know best how to allocate resources, and so they can use it for whatever is best, will best help their business at this time. So the process, we made the process as simple as possible. We just need a couple of documents for our files. One of those is a profit and loss statement, for 2 months of profit and loss statement pre-construction and during construction. But we do have anyone in our office, in the Office of Economic Development, is very more than willing to help out with that process. And we have somebody dedicated in our office, Andy Feldman, who is very helpful in shepherding and ushering businesses through the very brief process. If you have all the numbers available, you can get the application done online in 10 to 15 minutes. So the funding is available through the end of this fiscal year, so through the end of June. And as long as there's funds still in the pot, the grant will be open. 300 West, 200 South, 900 East, and Highland Drive, Sugar House. These projects are going to be really incredible. At the completion, it will increase the amount of customers from vehicular traffic, bicycle traffic, and pedestrian traffic to all the businesses on those corridors. And we're really excited about the projects and to see the completion and work with all the businesses during the process. So for local businesses, there is over $100,000 that we want to give out in the next few months for construction mitigation. So please contact our office, the Office of Economic Development. Contact myself, my name is William Wright, my colleague Andy Feldman, or anyone else in the department, and we will do everything we can to get you $3,000 as quickly as possible.
Now, onto our History Minute, where we take a look at Fuller's Hill Pleasure Garden. This garden, now long gone, used to serve as a source of recreation and entertainment for Salt Lake City residents of old.
William Fuller, an English convert to the LDS Church, came to Salt Lake City in 1862 and purchased a significant chunk of land from 13th East to 11th East between South Temple and 4th South. On this land, in 1875, he opened Fuller's Hill Pleasure Garden. With the diversion of Red Butte Creek, he was able to build a small lake, erected a massive swing set called a whirligig, and offered many other attractions. At times, there was a shooting gallery on the grounds and a stereopticon, which brought views from around the world to Salt Lake City. Another major attraction was the Camera Obscura, a room where one could see views from the park and across the city in elaborate mirrored boxes. In 1881, the admission was just 10 cents. The Pleasure Garden thrived until the 1890s when the federal government took over the land as part of the negotiation for Utah's statehood. Much of the land from Fuller's Hill Pleasure Garden ended up in the hands of the University of Utah and today serves as a huge chunk of student housing and serves as a residential area.
Well, that's it for this week's episode of Capital City News. Remember, the best way to stay engaged is to stay informed. You can do that by following us on social media at SLC.gov, subscribing to us on YouTube, or tuning in to Channel 17. Reporting in from the City and County Building, I'm Yusuf Maung.